I'm sick of VTuber graduations. I don't know about you, but I hope I'm not alone in the feeling that VTuber graduations have gotten out of control. It seems like every week or so there is someone that is leaving or getting terminated, or an entire company has decided to close their doors for good. So what is the issue at hand here? Well, as some of you may know already, it will depend entirely on either the individual in question or the corpo who manages them. Now, this video comes off the shocking news regarding the departure of Fauna and Chloe of the most beloved VTuber company out there, Hololive. Being the biggest VTuber company and therefore the most trusted, they have had their fair share of controversies like say what happened with Coco and Hachima, but it's never got to the point that it reached DG Sanji levels. Now, they're a whole other story. We'll get to them later. Hololive is being questioned right now over whether the management changes recently have been pushing off their loyal talents, in particular the ones who would rather stream games more than do idol activities. Both Chloe and Fauna in this case have made it clear that they love being idols and that they would very much love to be idols, but disagreements ultimately led them to skedaddle out of here. Some people are pointing to BlackRock as being the main culprit of the matter. If you don't know what BlackRock is, well, you actually value yourself as a person. They are basically a huge asset manager who have gotten themselves into loads of controversy like backing Chinese companies that have been blacklisted and all sorts of conspiracy theories that would get this video demonetized. Vanguard is also another investment company that has taken a share in Cover Corporation in the months they went public, which leads me to the main concern people have about Cover Corp. Should they never have gone public at all? My answer to that, it was always going to be a risk for Cover Corp to take a leap towards being public to begin with. While they were profitable enough on their own prior to being public, it wasn't really an option to be a grassroots operation for the long term. At some point, their brand would have gotten so big anyway that they would be dying to have partnerships with other brands and expand their businesses elsewhere, which leads us to the recent opening of their US branch, where their investor photos have popped up online using this California art style instead of, the talents they already have, and it's got people scared as hell. I don't think this is the end of Hololive by any means. We're just seeing the ones leave who feel there is more that needs to be done, not just in Hololive, but for their own interests. Now, according to Forbidden Lore, many of the recent graduates have gone on to re-debut under different names, which I'm sure if you follow those creators who dabble in this sort of thing, you would know. This is made possible by comparing the voices and tracking down the date of the last time they streamed and connecting that to a Hololive debut. Just talking about this right now, I'm being honest, makes me feel weird, mostly because there is this lingering fear of being blacklisted for making the connections between a corpo and an indie who skips town. To this day, there is still a taboo of showcasing someone's new personality, in part because there is an NDA that these talents sign, or that talent refuses to be identified as such, as I was told that is the case with Sana, or because this is just the right thing to do. And I can't disagree with that. Who wants to be reminded of a time they felt like they were restricted from doing whatever they please? Which leads me to the one who I think we can all agree started a huge revolution in the VTuber industry, the story of Selene Tatsuki. Her efforts to put on events which was even going to come out of her own pocket was shut down by management who couldn't care less about squandering the potential of their talents, but rather they would be obedient and that talent was forced to do whatever they tell them to. There is no room for them to challenge themselves and stick to being safe than sorry. It's no secret by now that when it was all said and done, her own mods redirected her chat to follow a channel called Dokibird, someone with a pretty identical voice and a lovely personality, and her subscriber count exploded. This is part of why I think we love VTubers so much, that the idea of graduations just hurts our hearts. We gain a connection to these individuals not because they play our favorite games or they have attractive designs, well that's one of them, but it's how these talents present themselves. What makes them pop out to the fans that they gather and so well deserve. We get to know these characters on a semi-personal level. Sure, there's going to be parasocial ones like say the saplings or the people who still believe Mike and Neko can be repaired, but we come to know these talents as being there when the sun don't shine. They are there when we need to be entertained, to feel like there was someone out there just like us, and because they have these animated identities, allowed them to express themselves they may not have been able to do if they were live action streamers. As is the case with Iron Mouse, what with her bedridden disease, has not been held back in any way and has only gotten stronger every year. Years ago, she had to set goals for essentials she needed, and now she don't even need to set goals for anything. She's winning all the time. She is a success story we should all follow. If someone like her can make it out, so can you. I think we're mad about these VTuber graduations because we want them to live out their full potential. We want to see them succeed. When we find that fate has other plans though, we wonder why we didn't get to see their peak in the identity they already have and start to demand let's see changes. Let's step up the management, let the talents feel love, let their potential soar. This is the tipping point of where I think the VTuber community is saying enough is enough. By no means are we able to stop these graduations from happening. After all, everyone, even someone as loyal as Suisei or Iron Mouse, will be gone one day too. The ones I'm speaking about are the ones that happen way too soon, ones that feel like they cut off the best parts of their careers. It's sort of like watching rappers die in recent years. They had so much left to do and yet God had other plans, except where they could never come back, there is past life accounts for VTubers, and while we can see them have a second chance, I hope I'm not alone in this feeling that it just won't be the same. After all, Fauna isn't going to be there with her closest friends anymore. It's not going to be Hollow Promise with just 4 girls. Not to mention it isn't even an affiliate status, she's going full graduation. Seeing how Sana is pretty much left out of everything since she left, with an exception of a few Easter eggs, it just won't feel the same. I'm sorry. Now on the plus side, it does not mean it is the end of the VTuber community. This is by no means me saying the VTuber game is over, it's done, let's all go back to watching Fortnite streamers. Instead, what I want you to take away from this is this should be a wake-up call for all of us, that not only is the VTuber community human just like us, but we should be holding them to a standard that is just like everyone else. They deserve the support and love that they grind for. I'm calling for you all to support your Oshis the most as possible while they are here. If you love your Oshis, send super chats to them, buy their merch, add their songs on your playlist, even if it's just showing up to their streams. That means the world to them. You take the time from your day, you could be literally doing anything else. To spend time with this anime character on the screen is all the more the merrier for them. In addition, there's new talent debuting every week it seems. We couldn't possibly watch them all, but look at it this way. For every door that closes, another opens. I've gotten to see amazing talent looking at the underrated section of VTuber. Girls like Taro404 as well as Shizuku Shadowbrook, they have been a ton of fun to watch, and I never would have found them had I not been digging deep and looking for talent who I think would have had potential to go far in this role. So that's another thing you should do, is support underrated talent as well as supporting the Oshis that you got. And hey, independent VTubers are killing it right now. 2 of which, Shy Lily and Filian, just got to host the VTuber Awards this year, and the results were amazing. Seeing Fuomoko win VTuber of the Year was so satisfying, and it's bittersweet to see Fauna take 2 awards before she goes. I think this show is the pinnacle right now of what VTubing can accomplish. Whether you are a corporal or indie, or you have 2 million subscribers or just 100,000, if you put your mind into it, no matter what obstacles try to take you down, this sounds cheesy, I know, but miracles do happen, trust me on that. You too can achieve your destiny. Thank you for watching this video. Please support my Patreon and my Ko-fi and follow me on Twitter and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I upload weekly. And join my Discord to be part of the movement. Special thanks to Jason N for supporting the Patreon. If you'd like to get a shout out at the end of my videos, please support the Patreon. This is your sunshine, Yui Tachibana, signing out.